Feeling different. It hurts, right? Like Charlie from The Perks of Being a Wallflower. You might feel like no one gets you, that you're all alone, or even that there's something wrong with you that needs fixing. INFJs have a lot that's different about them. After all, they're the rarest Myers Briggs personality type for a reason. But what if their differences were actually their superpowers? I know what you're thinking. It's easy enough to say that your differences are your strengths, but it's much harder to believe it if you feel like an outsider in your everyday life. But bear with me. We're going to look at all the things INFJs do differently and show you that if you lean into the unique qualities of this personality, you'll find what makes you powerful. Number 1. You fight for what you believe in. Many people are comfortable fighting for something they believe in if it aligns with popular opinion. But it takes a special type of person to stay true to their beliefs if they go against the status quo. If you haven't already guessed, INFJs are these people. They not only have strong moral convictions, but feel a huge responsibility to uphold them. One of the most famous INFJs to demonstrate this is Daenerys Targaryen from the Game of Thrones series. In this clip, Daenerys commands the Unsullied to kill the slave masters, and later gives them the chance to serve her not as slaves, but as free men. She goes against popular opinion to do this. But as an INFJ, it's more important to her to hold true to her belief that enslavement is wrong than to cater to the opinions of others. At the end of the day, by sticking to what she believes in, Daenerys earns the respect of her advisors and winds up with an army that is more loyal to her than ever. While you don't likely have an army at your disposal, Daenerys' actions show that when you stick to your convictions as an INFJ, you have the power to inspire others and create broad changes in the world as a result. Number 2. You want to improve the world. Speaking of creating change, INFJs have a strong desire to improve the world and life for its people. Just look at famous INFJs like Mohandas Gandhi or Jane Goodall to see this in action. In the fictional world, Dumbledore from Harry Potter is an INFJ who wants to leave a positive impact on humanity. Even though this scene takes place after he has died, Dumbledore's INFJ nature is so strong that he still wants to make the world better even after leaving it. Dumbledore tells Harry,
"Do not pity the dead, Harry. Pity the living. And above all those who live without love."
Well, the ordinary person would probably be far more focused on their own well-being in this moment. As an INFJ, Dumbledore forsakes his own needs for the greater good. And in doing so, he is able to leave a mark on the world even after his death. Number 3. You're highly intuitive, mind reader, clairvoyant, seer. These words have all been used to describe INFJs. And while those with seemingly mystical abilities have long been estranged from society, that's usually because people don't fully understand where these abilities come from. INFJs have what's called introverted intuition as their dominant function. That's a lot of fancy words for something that's actually quite simple. All this means is that INFJs' minds are constantly taking in information from the outside world and then processing it into themes and patterns. That is what gives INFJs their highly intuitive nature. And while it may seem as though they can predict the future, this ability is just the result of an INFJ's hyper-perceptive mind. Let's take a look at INFJ Lady Galadriel from The Lord of the Rings. Although, in The Lord of the Rings, Lady Galadriel does possess actual mind-reading skills, this ability is enhanced by her perceptive nature. This perception is what differentiates INFJs from other personality types, as it allows them to seemingly read others' thoughts. While you might be tempted to keep this difference hidden, Lady Galadriel shows us that if you use it, you'll be able to better understand, and by extension, help those around you. Number 4. You have a special connection to the natural world. If you were a fly on the wall at a party, what kind of conversations do you think you'd overhear? You'd probably hear people talking about friends, work, travel, but rarely would you overhear someone talking about deeper meaning of life. And if you did, chances are you stumbled upon an INFJ. That's because INFJs are fascinated with the significance of things, and they have a unique, almost mystical connection to the natural world because of this. Take a look at this clip from Life of Pi. While those around him are afraid of the tiger, Pi feels an almost gravitational pull to it. And even though he's only 16, Pi understands that he's connected to all things around him, and that the world holds meanings that are deeper than those he can grasp on an intellectual level. In fact, Later in the movie, after Pi has been shipwrecked, he credits the tiger for keeping him alive. While INFJs like Pi benefit personally from their connection to the natural world, they can also have a profound effect on others when they share this difference with them. Look at this scene with Neytiri and Jake in the movie Avatar to see what we mean. In this clip, INFJ Neytiri positively impacts Jake by introducing him to the interconnectedness of things on the planet Pandora. This not only allows him to have a fuller picture of the world, but ultimately turns him into a more empathetic person. While your draw towards nature might at times feel weird to you, it can become a strength if you let it. Whether you choose to keep this connection to yourself or share your experience with others, this difference gives you a deeper understanding of life and all of its hidden meanings. Number 5. You help others reach their potential. We aren't showing this scene because INFJs are secretly all Jedis, though how cool would that be? In the Star Wars universe, Obi-Wan Kenobi is a great example of a fictional INFJ. That's because, like most INFJs, Obi-Wan can see the potential in others and help them reach it. This is in full display when Obi-Wan spends years training Anakin Skywalker to become a powerful Jedi. He sees possibility in Anakin and is determined to help him reach his full power. But when Obi-Wan sees that his protege has gone to the dark side, he feels that he's failed him. We see his investment in Anakin in the clip we just showed when Obi-Wan begins to cry and tells,
"I'm sorry, Anakin."
While in the end, Obi-Wan isn't able to help Anakin, he finds success in his other protege, Luke Skywalker. His ability to help Luke become a Jedi has an enormous impact on Luke himself and also on the entire Star Wars universe. Similar to Obi-Wan, as an INFJ, you have the unique power to help others reach their full potential. And by doing this, you have the ability to impact not only individuals, but the entire world.